It's working too, so I have to tell you about this song. When it came Booker T and MG's time to cut songs, this one was the first one I guess we cut. And it was just tracks, there was no titles, no names. But I knew that this was a good song. How did I know that? Because I was in the business and I knew good songs from bad songs. So we cut it on a Sunday afternoon, which is something we normally never did. And so Booker T. Jones himself said, I think it was one of the first demos we would play. I said, no, we were there to cut somebody else. He didn't show. So we started noodling around. Jim Stewart, at that time, the owner, he's the ST of Stax. Jim Stewart, great guy, still alive today, by the way. He's something else. He donated his fiddle to the museum last week. And I was there for that, right? Yeah, there you go. Stax Museum. So I knew that we had a good song. And we cut this blues thing, and Jim said, do you guys have anything we could put on the flip side? In those days, there was an A side and a B side. That's the way records, 45s came out, A side and B side. And we looked really dumbfounded. We looked at each other and said, we ain't got anything. You recorded that? Yeah, I recorded that. And he was ready to go, so he pushed the record button. We were just jamming on some blues. And that song became a title called Behave Yourself. But I knew this other one had more kind of booty-shaking music. So I called my buddy, who was Elvis as a guitar player, but he wanted to be an engineer. His name was Scotty Moore, if you remember. And Sam Phillips was able to afford, with Elvis's contract, a lathe. That's where you cut parts for records. And Scotty could run that lathe, and I said, can you cut me a dub on this song? I said, yeah. So I come down, and he said, man, that sounds pretty good. I said, I know. So the next morning, on Tuesday morning, I take it to a friend of mine to see if he liked it. He did the drive time on WLOK. His name was Reuben Washington. I know the story gets long, and Dave says, don't talk. Okay. I've got to talk, I can't help myself. So, Reuben started playing this song, no title whatsoever, just played part of it, he stops it, backs it up. I said, what, you don't like it? He said, no, I love it, I just want to hear it again. And what he did, in those days, disc jockeys had 2 turntables. And he hit the switch and put this out on the air. As kind of a joke, I guess, except his phones lit up. And they were going, what is that? Where can I buy it? Who's that you're playing? Who's that group? He didn't know. He said, what's the name of the group? I said, hell, I don't know. What's the name of the song? I don't know. It's just a track. So I get back to my record shop gig at about 9 or a little before that, and Mrs. Axton, who ran Satellite Records, says, what the hell have you done? I said, what are you talking about? She said, it had to be you. They played something on the radio this morning, it had to be you because the phones are ringing off the wall wanting to know where they can buy that record. I said, I don't know. So she called Jim Stewart, who was working at the bank, and said, when you take your lunch break, you better get over here, we got something happening. So we told him what was going on. He said, get the guys in here. So we got everybody up in the control room and listened to it and said, we got to have a title for this and a name for the group. And our bass player, Louis Steinberg, said, let's name it Onions. Okay. Why would you want to name it Onions? He says, because that's the stankingest music I ever heard in my life. And little dumb me said, well, I don't know about onions because sometimes people get sick eating onions and other people cry when they cut into one. What about green onions? Everybody has those on their dinner plate in the summertime. You just pick them out of the garden and you eat them. Okay, so we're going to do a little, now it's a ringtone. My brother-in-law put that in my phone. So if you call me, I get to hear that all the time. So I'm going to take it, it haunts me like crazy. And Tony, let me get my guitar and we'll play this song for him.
true story.
appreciate you all. Thank you, Booker T. Thank you, Special. Thank you guys for coming. Now, I don't know if you guys paid attention.